Sarah had lived in her apartment for years, a quiet place on the 3rd floor of an old brick building. Most of her neighbors were predictable, almost invisible. But then, Mr. Thorne moved in across the hall. He was not loud or messy or anything you would normally complain about. He was just quiet, too quiet. Sometimes his door would be left cracked open, just a sliver, and you could see the dark hallway of his unit, but never hear a sound, never see a light. One night, late, Sarah was taking out her trash. The hallway was empty, usually, but as she rounded the corner to the chute, there he was, Mr. Thorne, standing by his door, just staring at the floor. Not on his phone, not waiting for the elevator, just standing. She said, "Evening," as she passed, and he did not even twitch. It was like he had not heard her, or worse, had not acknowledged her existence. The skin on her neck prickled all the way back to her own apartment. A few weeks later, Sarah woke up around 3 a.m. to a soft knocking. Tap, pause, tap, pause. It sounded like it was coming from her door, but when she peered through the peephole, there was nothing, no one. She stood there, heartbeat thrumming, until she heard it again. This time, it was definitely from the hallway, just outside her apartment. Slow, deliberate taps, like someone testing how quiet they could be. Sarah slowly opened her door just a crack and peeked out. The hallway was still empty, but Mr. Thorne's door across from hers was open, wider than she would ever seen it. Not just a crack, but a gap big enough to see past the threshold. Inside, there was only darkness, a deep, silent void. No light, no movement, just the black. The next evening, Sarah was trying to shake off the unease. She was making dinner when she heard it again, a faint scratching sound coming from Mr. Thorne's apartment. It was not the knocking. This was different, like something dragging. She pressed her ear to her wall, straining to hear. The scratching stopped. Then, a few minutes later, she heard his door creak open. She dashed to her peephole. He was there, standing outside his apartment, not facing hers, but staring down the hallway towards the stairwell. In his hands, he held a large, dark canvas bag. It looked heavy. He stood there for what felt like an eternity, completely still. Then, slowly, deliberately, he turned his head. His eyes, even from behind the door's warped view, felt like they were piercing straight through her peephole. Straight at her. He did not move otherwise, just held her gaze for a long, silent moment. Then, with the faintest whisper of a sound, he pulled his door shut and was gone. Sarah did not sleep that night. The next morning, fueled by coffee and raw nerves, she called the building management, then the police. They took her concerns seriously enough to send an officer. He knocked on Mr. Thorne's door, waited, knocked again. No answer. The officer tried the handle. It was unlocked. He stepped inside, slowly, his hand on his sidearm. A few minutes later, the officer reappeared, his face grim. The apartment was completely empty. No furniture, no belongings, not even a speck of dust. It was as if no one had ever lived there. The scratching Sarah heard, the heavy bag, the eerie silence, the door left open, the staring eyes, none of it made sense. Mr. Thorne had vanished as suddenly as he appeared. And to this day, Sarah cannot shake the feeling that he was not really gone. Just somewhere else, watching, waiting for another door to leave a crack open.